Yo, what's up? My name is Pat, and welcome back to my series with Dungeon Defenders and my ragtag crew. As you can see in the background here, all the characters I've spent developing over 141 episodes now. Just insane how far this series has gone on, and that's all thanks to you guys. The support over the past month, especially with the Tower Defense Steam sale and just tons of new players coming to the game and tons of new people watching my series, I just can't say thank you enough, and it's so amazing that so many of you want to watch this. I love this game. I love playing it. And you guys motivate me to go further and further and further and learn more and more and more that this extremely deep game has to offer. And speaking of learning more, we're going to be jumping into a new map today. I haven't picked exactly what map that will be yet, but a new map that I've never played before, which is so cool that that still exists after 300 hours. I've barely scratched the surface, I feel like, and I've almost played this game for 300 hours. We got an ultimate piece of gear. Last episode, I think it was the ultimate shotgun. Yeah, this, I can't equip to any class for quite a while, honestly, but eventually we'll be able to equip some of these onto different characters. And speaking of, I might actually be able to do that sooner than I expected here. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I thought I'd have a lot more upgrades than I actually do. I was looking through my tavern because I picked up so many pieces of Transcendent and even a few pieces of Supreme over the past few maps, but none of them are actually upgrades, hilariously. Any of the actual upgrades I just equipped on the spot on the map, so we're just rolling straight into a fun new map for the first time today, boys. All right, remember to keep in mind the map I'm jumping into here is a map that I've never, ever played before. Bonus City in the Cliffs. You see, these maps are weird. They even say bonus in front of them. Why would they do that? They're just extra maps added to the game. Moonbase doesn't even have that, and it's in the same sort of section of the campaign. It's because these were some of the first maps ever added to the game, from my understanding. Like, when I played back in the Summit, Glitterhelm Cavern was sort of a bonus map added to the game. And then City in the Cliffs, I don't think we ever got on console. Jumping over to PC, this is one of the bonus maps. So this is the next bonus map. So one of the first, the second ever bonus map ever added to Dungeon Defenders. So one of the first maps ever added to the game, and I've never played it. How is that possible? How have I never played this? How have I never given this map the proper respect that it deserves? How have I never gone in order from map creations in Dungeon Defenders? It's a sham for me, if you ask me. So let's go ahead and jump into it. This is City in the Cliffs. We have 7 waves of combat we're looking at, starting on wave 7 out of 14. This bridge with this waterfall, stunning. How do you dislike a bridge with a waterfall? Come on. Can I jump down here? Is this going to be lethal? Is this going to kill? Is it going to let me? It will let me jump down there at least. Okay, so that results in a death. I am on a timer, 220 seconds. I'm over here testing if you can die from fall damage. Okay. Let's analyze what we can as quick as possible. There are 3 crystals on the map, okay? So we have 3 crystals to absolutely protect and absolutely defend. Probably going to have minions coming from across that bridge if I were to guess. I probably want to go ahead and just build a straight up ensnare aura on the crystal. That's my bet. Probably a little further up like this, maybe even off to the side like this. Then we'll deal with minions as they approach this little right side staircase. Might get a little bit of a lack of support. We're going to start things off just putting auras, 1 at each crystal. We probably can do more though. As you can see, we've got 140 defense units. Time is something I'm not really respecting here nearly as much as I should be. What do we got over here? So crystal over here. Maybe we just do multiple aura stacks. Does this one even need it though? There's only 2 sections, it seems like, getting to this crystal. It's going to be all about positioning. We'll go ahead and put it there. Place that there. Place this here. Grab this chest, I guess. Yeah, I guess we should be better about grabbing all the chests as I loop around. This big, like, it's almost like a half mountainous map where you really do have to sort of travel around the bridges and such. And you're going through constant, there's like no open areas on this map at all. It is all ravines. This section, I feel like, is definitely going to need 2 aura stacks. I feel like that's worth it. Yeah, 1 over here and then 1 over there. I feel like I'm going to have plenty of build units, honestly. I'm probably being a little too safe with not using my aura stacks. This is probably totally fine. I have 111 seconds, so not the worst time in the world. And I probably want to go ahead and build this one over here. I don't know if minions can actually jump up or climb up this section. That might be a little bit of a waste to put this here, but at the end of the day, it's also totally okay. So we'll have double aura stack over at this crystal. I definitely want to go build another aura stack at the first crystal I was at. I don't think I put enough protection into that at the start. We're going to head back over there and take care of that. All right, back over at what I believe was the first crystal. I think, is this going to need double aura stack? Honestly, the more I'm thinking about it, maybe it doesn't. It might just need, well, I don't know. It might just need like another aura stack over here or something, or some really tight protection. I think it's worth, since I'm learning this map, here, let's do this. I don't know what, I'd rather play it. I don't know if this is even, I don't even know if this is playing it safe than sorry, you know? I think I do just want to go ahead and put an aura stack here. I know that aura stacks are strong and have its own thing over here. The problem is I don't want minions being able to cleave or make it too close to the crystal. Like, archers could definitely take aim at that crystal. If they're able to peek over the wooden little drawbridge at this little cliff here, as I was letting them do with the previous setup. Okay, 26 seconds, really running low on time. I'm just going to switch over to my mage really quick and build some lightning towers since they are so unbelievably effective. So unbelievably effective and can just hit at a massive range. We'll go ahead and build it like back here, I guess. Nothing crazy, maybe even over here. Honestly, location's going to be a little awkward. We'll build it here for now, that one. We're going to head over to our other crystals and obviously build tons more lightning towers. This is wave 1. This will also let me know if just Nightmare is too difficult. It's very possible that Nightmare is just too difficult for me on this map. Only having aura stacks built in time for this is kind of a sham. Kind of a shame, I'm not going to lie. But hilariously, it's kind of working and I'm not getting punished to much of a degree quite yet. Obviously, that crystal's under attack. Okay, it is under attack a lot more. Okay. Well, yeah, nope, Nightmare. Yep, Nightmare is not happening. Not happening. My mistake. Hey, my bad. My bad, guys. My bad, Mr. Dungeon Defender. Won't happen again, okay? I will drop the ego, okay? I will drop the ego. I will drop the arrogance. I will simply play this map for the first time. Maybe on, like, insane or we can even do hard mode. Hard is kind of nice. It lets us learn the map. It also lets us not have a timer, I believe, which might be relevant. I kind of like the time crunch of the timer, I will be honest. Let's try it on insane difficulty. Let's just jump down from nightmare to insane. We'll try it here. I'll skip you guys a lot of the setup, and I'll see you guys with the first wave attempt. Okay, something I did realize, playing on insane difficulty just straight up makes the build wildly different. The aura stacks, for those that don't know, your auras are actually shrank a fair bit on nightmare difficulty. It's just one of the balancings of nightmare. So my auras are actually much larger, like significantly larger in size. So it makes me have to place less auras in general, which obviously saves me tower units and then allows me to place more DPS. So there's a massive difference. Like, not only obviously the minions and such, that's just such an unbelievably massive difference between Nightmare and Insane. It is really going to make my ability to complete this map a lot different. I'm going to go to the summoner here first as well and set up archers. Obviously, the lightning towers are really nice for DPS, but the summoner lets me set up physical walls and barriers to actually prevent minions from accessing the crystal and just taking me out. So probably setting up that physical barrier on wave 1 is more important than just outputting pure damage. But I thought we'd have enough, possibly have enough damage, I guess, to stop minions from reaching the crystal. But clearly on Nightmare, we weren't even close. We absolutely did not have that amount of power. If this works super well, we could try Nightmare again. I can't even hover over that, actually. If this works extremely well, we could try Nightmare difficulty again. However, just because I'm able to succeed on this difficulty does not mean I'm able to on Nightmare, because there's such that massive difference with the aura. Like, my whole build has to change. Ooh, something I am actually running out of. I thought I was going to run out of... I was worried about defense units, but no, it's mana. I'm at 100 mana, so I can actually only place... Kind of put myself in a bit of a sticky situation here, as I can only place like 2 more archers. Yikes. 1 there and then 1 over here, I guess. Oof. Don't love that, but that was my mistake. What are you going to do? I'm going to go ahead and go. I wanted to go switch over to my barbarian or something, but I'm not going to make it. So we're just going to jump into it. This is wave 1, next attempt. I'll try to pick up some mana, I guess, and make more archers over here. That's the best I can kind of hope for. But I honestly really need some more archers built here ASAP. Let me just run down Grab mana will not get hit by the spider because that would be an absolute death sentence. Go grab that mana. Honestly, phase out just so I can safely build these new archers. Go ahead and build an archer here just inside of the aura stack. You don't want to build towers outside of the aura stacks and they're actually able to smack them and beat them up and deal with them. Obviously, a lot easier without them having actually been strength drained and etc. etc. Look at this. Look at the difference of Insane versus Nightmare. Like, this was easy. Like, this was no problem at all. Now, since this was so easy, I might want to try this again on Nightmare with the Archer strategy as opposed to the maybe the Lightning Towers were just stuffed and it was just a skill gap the whole time. But that is a massive difference about ease of how, wow, what a difference of wave, right? All right, but I'm going to go ahead and get up to finishing setting up all my walls and just absolutely maxing out my minion units to a pretty aggressive degree. Might set up some spider units here and there. I think it might honestly be worth it, but we'll have to just play it by ear and see. Got 88 out of 140. I feel like it is going to be worth it to go ahead and maybe place like a spider here in between. Maybe he can deal with both sections. I feel like he should be able to. Same thing over here. We'll place one spider over here. Go ahead and finish up with some more archers. I feel like we need another archer there. I'll get my series EV booster out here eventually as well. With this many archers and spiders, this area should be totally fully protected from my understanding. Let's head off to the other crystal. Same thing over here. Honestly, with this short range to the crystal, I feel like I do need a spider minion spawn there. So I'm going to go ahead and put more archers, set up more of a physical wall, set up one more archer right there, have the spider there. Same thing over here. I might want a spider behind these guys. I can honestly stick over at the other area more since that's where the defense tavern is. I got to pick up all this mana. That's actually so much mana that I need access to. I also, wow, time. Okay, to be fair, obviously I'm on insane difficulty and it's easier mechanically, but the time factor here is pretty crazy actually. It's still a very small amount of time. Even though it feels much easier to actually beat the waves, my time to set things up is still extremely minimal. Here, I'll go ahead and set up one spider here, I guess. I think that'll be enough to hit both sections, if not any problematic minions that actually make it through. We can also just focus more on lightning towers and such over here. Now, I am going to start having I'm going to have excess mana here. I don't have enough minion units to build another archer here, which is unfortunate. So I think I will just end up focusing lightning towers and deadly strike towers more over in this section. Now I'm going to end up having way too much mana here because I haven't been able to summon my lightning towers or other defense units. I basically just used everything on my minions. Look at this. I'm going to have way too much mana. So just pumping everything here is kind of the best thing I can do with it. Unless I want it to actually just go to waste, unfortunately. So there we go. Wave complete. So much mana is still on the ground. I didn't even pop all the chests, unfortunately, but that's okay. Once again, time limit is going to be a factor. The tavern defense thing should spawn over here. We're going to switch over to my mage here as soon as possible. Then go ahead and build our lightning towers as best we possibly can and all over the place that we can. Honestly, placing them, just in the back might not be a bad idea. I don't know what their range is, but their range, I like kind of having them up here. We can put Series EV boosters. I know they'll get cleaved and take some damage, but I think they have enough HP where they should be fine. 3 lightning towers here is probably overkill. Let me get rid of that one. And this section's going to need the most support. Maybe it's actually okay. The more I'm thinking about it. Let me just place 2 there, and I'll end up Series EV boosting that. Let me go ahead and grab the mana where I can. Probably getting upgrades on the aura stack and over here where I can. Wow, 40 seconds? Okay. I am going to be really, really short on time here. That's actually kind of crazy. I'm not going to have nearly enough time to open the chest. What is the time limit on this map? That's actually absurd. That's unbelievably absurd. I wonder if that's just like one of the main things to factor in on this kind of map is just the time you have to actually make decisions. That being one of the main balancing parts of the difficulty of the map, because that is like an absolute, especially for how big the map is, right? Obviously, the map is supposedly designed for 6. It's supposed to be designed to some extent for 6 heroes, right? You can play 6 heroes on this map, which is extremely, extremely cool. I just want to place an extra one there. I don't know if that's worth it all. But we're going to head out of here, I guess, for the time being. I mean, pop open some chests where we can. But what a ridiculous, ridiculous time crunch. Maybe we have the power to where we're totally fine. Place that there. This here. This over here. Honestly, my cast rate on my adept is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. There we go. 109 out of 140 or so units. We have tons of boosting to do. We need to get these aura stacks cranked up here as well. If aura stacks go down, it's a massive problem. I think we're fine. What a weird map. What a weird map. I'm on insane hardcore. I couldn't even push through like wave 1 of nightmare hardcore. It wasn't even remotely close. Yet insane is way too easy. What a weird difference. Look how fast. This thing has an insane travel time on the projectiles. Wave 10 we're jumping into here. What a weird balancing, honestly. What a just not able to find the perfect metric there. Honestly, this taking some damage though. I do want to actually switch here over to my Series EV, get set up on that. A lot of tower booster beams would go a long way here. Just something here. I'm not going to be shy about my tower booster beams. I feel like I have plenty. Keep that at 5. I feel like I have plenty of defense units left. I feel like it's exactly what I need for like the last bit of my setup. We'll go ahead and have that cranked out. Get pumps into them. Crank and pump. That is the methodology of dungeon defenders, essentially. You kind of just go through different sections and phases of cranking out towers, pumping up your defenses, really. Same thing over here. Like one massive tower buff beam would just go so ridiculously hard here. Like it just does so much work. We place that all day and focus on that. Same thing right here. One nice tower buff beam. It's kind of in an awkward position, but we'll take it. Now these aura stacks do actually need some extra support. And I don't really have the best mana supply for it, unfortunately. We'll head over here. Try to grab chests where I can. To be fair, the chests don't really seem to have any sort of amazing loot or any good loot at all, honestly. This can just go here. That's totally fine. I can't believe that cost 4 units. No way that can be... That's got to be able to be fixed. No way this should cost 4. Yeah, this should be a 4 unit. There we go. No, I was like, no, that should not be a 5 unit tower defense beam. Surely not. Look at this ogre here. Like less than 1 million HP. What are we doing? Come on, fellas. Nightmare is as hard as it is, but insane is just an absolute cakewalk. What a weird balancing. I think dungeon defenders do a great job in general, but sometimes I feel like they do kind of just miss the mark on stuff like this. Like there is a bit of balance breaking towards some of these endgame maps. There we go, another wave complete. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like obviously the balancing is a little awkward. I feel like the balancing between difficulties, and it's tough because you do want, with a difficulty called Nightmare, you want it to be a massive step up, right? But I do feel like the step up sometimes from one difficulty to another in dungeon defenders are a little tough to the extent where it's difficult to grind maps on like it's difficult to grind one map on the previous difficulty and then ever make your way to the next in any sort of timely manner. You actually have to end up grinding like a ton of other maps on one difficulty, you know? Like I feel like you have to play like but maybe that's the intention, right? The intention of the balancing is probably something like you have to play the entire game on easy, and then you can go through and play the entire game in a row on medium, and then the entire game in a row on hard. Like sometimes that's what it seems like. It's somewhat balanced around, but then sometimes it's not. Like it's a weird. I feel like maybe there's like an inconsistency, I guess, with what the devs want your pathway to look like. I do think that the straight up like design of this map and the thought process behind it is really, really, really interesting. Like it being a mountainous area with just constant ravines and crackways and no real open area is super different from a lot of the maps in Dungeon Defenders. And I feel like maps like this are super important to have in the game. Like what a unique and cool style. I don't know if it's really my favorite, but even then, you don't always want to be playing your favorite kind of maps. You know, I think it's good. It's good to shake up maps that may not be your expertise or may not be something you're super familiar with. You have that little bit of extra experience, and just learning is always pushing your limits and learning and trying new things is the important part of Dungeon Defenders, right? Adapt or die. There we go. Another wave complete. 11 out of 14. Just cranking through at this point. Jumping into wave 12 here. I'm going to go ahead and press Control G and just spam straight into it. I think the player can make this jump. Yeah. Ooh, kind of. Am I stuck on a cactus? You can make that jump as a player. It's a little awkward, but you can do it, and I don't think the NPCs can, which is always interesting to see. It's always interesting to see that sort of NPCs can't do it and players can versus something that like both NPCs and the player can both travel through. Wave 12 complete. Once again, no problems. I'm going to go ahead and just jump into wave 13 and keep cranking and pumping. Honestly, wait a minute. I haven't been looking at the bottom right, but the amount of XP I've gained, I probably should bring on my other characters. 6.7 is not bad. Huh? That's not bad at all. This felt like a kind of a cakewalk map where I kind of just stopped caring and I just started pressing Control G. But Huh? Like 6.8 million XP gained? That is actually significant and something I should be keeping an eye out for. I've honestly just stopped even upgrading things that much and just stopped caring about the map, but I probably should be caring a bit more if I'm getting that amount of XP. Probably should be a little more efficient. Let's grab my other, I'm gonna grab my other characters out here right now, honestly. There we go. There's wave 13 complete, but before we jump into it, before we jump into the final wave here, is there a boss wave as well? I'm looking for that. Boss wave question mark. Okay, no boss wave. 50 seconds, that's it. Okay, here you can see I summoned all my little guys. They can hang out. They're not really going to be doing that much besides just hanging out. It's mainly just their job to hang out. I'm going to run around and grab mana wherever possible. I do want to pop whatever chest possible. I'm not seeing any mythicals even. I'm kind of at, someone said in the comments recently, and I super agree. I think I am at the point where I basically just keep Transcendent plus gear. I don't really need to worry about any sort of, I definitely don't need to worry about keeping any sort of mythical gear at this point. And even then, I've kind of stopped picking up. I've actually reached the point, in my opinion, where I stopped picking up all Transcendent gear. I feel like at this point, even certain Transcendent gear, I'm really starting to filter through and look at on the ground before I actually pick them up. So we're making a lot of progress. It's crazy to think that I'm moving past, you know, the Transcendent era. It feels like it kind of just began. Now, I'm not in like a ultimate gear mostly sort of situation yet. Most of my characters don't have ultimate gear, and ultimate gear is not the norm for me, right? Is the easy way to put it. But it's I'm slowly inching my way there, and that is just super exciting because I don't know, ultimate gear just sounds so much cooler than Transcendent. Come on, let's be honest. The ultimate piece of gear. But 100 minions or so left here as I'm looking for the W. Should be pretty darn guaranteed. I really did have to go around and actually heal some of the aura stacks, though. Some of the aura stacks did have significant damage. I assume from them peeking into some of these spawns of like the minion caves. Also, can we talk about that? Wait a minute. I feel like I haven't appreciated or really shown off the minion spawns on this map, but they spawn out of like caves, like all of them. Especially there's one in the middle. Did I just explode a kobold and that's how I won? Absolutely poetic. Oh, there's some mythical gear actually, right? Mythical electric steel blade. That was kind of cool to get some mythical gear to end the map itself. And you know, I could go ahead and end the video here, but I don't know. I have the energy today and I'm enjoying the game. So why end the video? Why stop playing Dungeon Defenders when you don't have to? Let's go ahead and actually attempt this map on Nightmare difficulty just one more time really quick. Ooh, I was about to say that I'm going to try to start this time on the Summoner, but I actually have a level up on the Summoner. Let's go ahead and pump that into here first. I think we just go into minion damage, if I'm not mistaken. Honestly, my HP on the minions and such feels really good. Let's go also grab our, once again, quick reminder, a PSA, if you haven't done it today, go get your XP bonus. The XP bonus seems ridiculous. Also, I just noticed generate mana token. That's a mechanic that I was looking for my hardcore Iron Man. I'll have to see you guys with that next episode. But for now, let's just try one more time. Let's try one more time. Let's jump into it. Let's see what I can do. I probably should actually be on my Summoner here. Let's do Aura Stacks first. We're going to do Aura Stacks followed by the Summoner units. I feel like that'll be our best chance to get through wave 1. There are certain Nightmare maps where just getting through the first wave is so difficult. That you really have to just do whatever you can, and you have to build a very specific ways just get through the first wave, and then once you get through the first wave, then things change, and then the map actually becomes a lot easier. There definitely have been a lot of maps that I've played. Like I think Magus Quarters was actually very similar. One of my favorite maps in Dungeon Defenders, where the first wave was like the hardest, and then everything after was kind of easy. So hoping City in the Cliffs might be like that, but man, this time crunch really does get me schmoovin'. Like I actually have to be so on my toes, like trying to actually provide insightful, interesting commentary and dictate what I'm doing to you guys, while also making the moves in game. As dumb as it sounds, hey man, shockingly difficult. There's a lot going on, a lot to do quickly, and I'm not that good at the game. That does not help. Okay, I did single aura stacks at most of the other crystals, but this one I did go ahead and pump out a double aura stack because I do feel like this one really needs it. Now, I'm at 350 mana. I have to go grab one more chest. The problem is, honestly, I have to get back to the thing stat. Honestly, not that much of a run as long as you actually figure out where to go. Okay, let's switch over to our Summoner. I'm just going to focus on doing like 1 or 2. I might even actually just do like 1 Archer minion at each spot. We'll do 2 here, I guess. I just want to make sure I get something. We have 104 seconds. I honestly have better time than I realize. I'm only going to do 1 Archer minion here. I don't even know if I saw the bad guys, the minions actually come from this direction. So maybe it's overkill by even putting 1 there. Let's head over to the next crystal. All right, over here, I think I am just going to go ahead and do 2, I guess, on each side. each choke point we'll go ahead and do. Let's back it up a little bit. Give the aura stack enough range to actually do its job, you know. Okay, place that one there. Head over here. Place just 2. We're at 160 mana. The mana is going to be a little tight. We'll have to set that up. Come over here. Do 1 minion here for the time being, and then probably just 1 million like over here or something, or 1 million, I guess, right here. Actually, I have 80. Okay. Okay, that's actually kind of perfect. Okay. This might work. And then if I can actually get back to the start really quick to switch over to my barbarian to be on the genie barb, this might be winnable. This actually might be doable. Now, if I fail this attempt, it's actually Jover, and there's no way I do this, but this might be winnable. I'm going to hop on the barb. We're going to use barb genie to, you know, obviously do DPS, do as much damage as possible, and then also get as much mana as possible to help crank up the stats on these towers. Okay, we'll do that and get out of there really quick. Maybe pump an upgrade before we leave. Pump an upgrade there on the ensnare aura. Head up here. I feel like this is kind of one of the sections that does need a little bit more support. Here's an ogre here with around 1 million or so HP. Honestly, not too much. That's totally fine. Taking a little bit of damage there, but I should be totally fine. This is working really well. Okay, well, I spoke a little too soon. What crystal? Oh, it's this. Oh, this one's under attack. Wait a minute. But an Archiminion went down. Wait a minute. What's dying? Wait, huh? Wait, did I really speak that too soon? I thought I was fine for a sec. I'm gonna be honest. Wait, really? I thought I was doing so well. Man, okay, I drastically underestimated the defenses needed for that section. But that was so much better at least. That was so much better at least, okay? That could have been so much worse. Honestly, not a bad second attempt nightmare thing. I would even argue that maybe that map is maybe not winnable with my current stats. I mean, maybe with a lot better play, but maybe I don't know if that map is doable on Nightmare with my current stats, but it might be decently close. So we'll have to try again in the future. For now, I will see you guys next episode. Thank you so much for watching this episode of my Dungeon Defender's Journey. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, dislike if you did not, and subscribe if you want to see DD videos every other day. I know you want to grind and watch this in the background. I just know it, okay? So thanks for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Peace, Reno. Hey, thanks so much for watching until the very end of the video. That really means the world to me, and it means even more worlds to me if you go above and beyond and support my content financially like all of these lovely people have done. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.